In September of 1952, a quiet hillside in rural West Virginia became the center of an unusual and unexplained incident. What remains unsettling is not what was seen, but what the encounter did to those who witnessed it. This is the case of the Flatwoods monster. Quiet Hills of Flatwoods, a small community in Braxton County, West Virginia, the scene of an encounter that would echo through folklore and UFO lore for decades. At approximately 7:15 p.m., two young brothers, Edward and Fred May, along with their friend Tommy Heyer, were playing outside when they and other local children witnessed a bright object streaking across the sky and disappearing behind a nearby hillside. Alarmed yet curious, they ran to fetch Kathleen May, a local beautician, several other children, and National Guardsman Eugene Lemon. Together, the group climbed toward the site where the object had vanished. According to their accounts, as they reached the crest of the hill, something unusual awaited them. A pulsating red light, and briefly illuminated in its glow, a tall figure with a round red face surrounded by a pointed, hood-like shape. Descriptions of the creature varied, but many witnesses reported a figure around 10 feet tall, with glowing eyes, claw-like hands, and a dark, metallic green body that seemed to hover or glide above the ground. Some accounts described a pungent mist that made the group's eyes and throats burn, as the figure emitted a hissing sound and appeared to move toward them, prompting panic and flight. Local law enforcement, responding to reports of a crashed aircraft in the area that night, investigated the vicinity, but found no conclusive evidence of the object or creature described. News of the sighting quickly spread beyond West Virginia, attracting UFO enthusiasts, reporters, and curious observers alike, helping to transform what began as a single night's terror in the woods into a legend that would be handed down through generations. After decades of speculation surrounding the Flatwoods monster sighting, investigators have proposed several conventional explanations which challenge the notion of an unknown creature. In the year 2000, Joe Nickell of the Committee of Skeptical Inquiry concluded a thorough review of the 1952 event and concluded what the witnesses saw in the sky that night was most likely a meteor, a phenomenon confirmed to have been observed across multiple states, including Maryland, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia on September 12. According to Nichols' analysis, the pulsing red light described by the group may have been aircraft navigation or hazard beacons visible in the distance, producing an erratic glow that could easily be misinterpreted in the dark. The creature itself, with its reported shape and movement, was suggested to resemble a barn owl perched on a tree limb. The bird's silhouette against the dimly lit hillside, combined with the tangled underbrush beneath it, may have created the illusion of a larger, humanoid form. Witness descriptions of ornament-like folds and claw-like hands could be consistent with an owl's wings and talons, and the shuttered perceptions under stress and low light conditions likely heightened the sense of dread and distortion amongst the observers. Skeptics also note other physical or psychological factors that could account for the reports of nausea, burning eyes, and hissing sounds attributed to the monster. Visitor accounts of oily residue or unusual tracks in the field were later scrutinized, with some researchers observing that vehicles and human activity could explain these marks without invoking an unknown entity. While local legend and UFO enthusiasts elevated the narrative to involve a crashed craft and an extraterrestrial pilot, mainstream scientific interpretation places emphasis on heightened anxiety, perceptual distortion, and misidentification in the context of unusual but natural stimuli. Even the Air Force's own investigation aligned with these conventional explanations, suggesting that ordinary phenomena seen under extraordinary conditions can produce vivid and coherent narratives among groups of witnesses, especially when fear and expectation intersect at dusk in a wooded, unfamiliar landscape. Despite these skeptical explanations, the Flatwoods monster has endured as a point of local and cultural fascination for more than 7 decades. The town of Flatwoods has embraced the legend, erecting a welcome sign proclaiming itself the home of the Green Monster, and establishing a Flatwoods Monster Museum dedicated to preserving and presenting the story to visitors. The Braxton County Convention and Visitor Bureau even installed a series of tall chairs shaped like the monster as landmarks, offering enthusiasts rewards for photographing each one. Beyond local tourism, the creature's legacy extends into popular culture, inspiring references in video games such as Fallout 76 and Everybody's Golf 4, as well as dramatized portrayals in television series including Project Blue Book. The persistence of the legend illustrates how, regardless of the conventional explanations proposed by investigators, the Flatwoods monster continues to captivate and provoke imagination across generations. That concludes this entry. And every shadow leads to another trace, and every trace to another unanswered question. If you want the next case as soon as it resurfaces, please stay with us. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and step back into the dark with Noctombre.